Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Magnet Warrior Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-King's Court. With the release of the newest TCG booster box, we were given new support for the Magnet Warriors in this set. It might have just been one card, but it was definitely enough support to, call for an update of the Magnet Warrior deck, being a very, very strong spell card for the deck as a whole. It just leads for more different play styles that make the deck a whole lot more fun in getting out your boss monsters, whether they be Valkyrion or Berserkion. So once again, I'm very happy with the results of the deck profile. I've been a big fan of Magnet Warriors for a good while now, so definitely happy to update the deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the Magnet Warrior boss monsters, I'm running two Valkyrion, the Magnet Warrior. This is one of our go-to Magnet Warriors, working with the different Magnet Warriors, but also being part of a fusion monster in the deck if you were to run that fusion. I don't have it in my deck currently, but if you were wanting to run it, I'll show what card you can take out of the extra deck and what card you can substitute for polymerization in the deck. But being a card that can easily get out your different original Magnet Warriors, and then just also being able to be part of that playstyle or just summoned with some of the other means in the deck, it's definitely good as that powerhouse. But a much stronger one in the deck is the Electromagna Warrior, which is Berserkion, the Electromagna Warrior. It cannot be normal summoned. It must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing one Alpha, Beta, and Gamma of the Electromagna Warrior from your hand or graveyard, and or face up Magnet Monster Zone, as I say, Magnet Zone. I guess you could call it that with this deck. And you can banish one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior from your graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one of each of your banished Alpha, Beta, and Gamma Electromagnet monsters and special summon them. So it gives you resources back onto the field for you to summon Berserkion back onto the field again. That's why I'm running multiples of this card, and also for the fact that it's part of the fusion of Valkyrion and Berserkion. But just 3 of this card, so you have the options to search it out with some of our other cards, but also just open it up in your hand and then build up all of your Electromagnet Warrior plays on the field to summon this card out. For the Electromagnet Warriors, I'm also running 3 Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one level 8 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior, once per turn. And during your opponent's turn, you can tribute this card to special summon one level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck. And this is a quick effect. So great reliance on your opponent's turn, just being able to get out a different Magnet Warrior. But being able to search out any of your Magnet Warriors, whether it be Berserkion or Valkyrion, gives you plenty of search power in this card alone. So that's why I like running 3 of it. Also, if you are short any numbers of Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior, you can always substitute an Alpha, the Magnet Warrior, once again being a target for the special summon, and then giving you more resources to summon out using this card. I also run 3 Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior from your deck to your hand, except for Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. And you can only use this effect of Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior, once per turn. And during your opponent's turn, having the tribute effect to special summon a level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck once again. So you have all the other Magnet Warriors, or even just going into Delta, the Magnet Warrior, which would probably be one of the better plays to rely on with this card. But 3 of it, once again, just being search power, and then along with this card, being able to tribute it to summon out another Magnet Warrior, just gives you more and more plays and set up to summon out one of your boss monsters, being Berserkion, the Electromagna Warrior. And then for the last of the Electromagnet Warriors, I just run 2 Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior from your hand, except for Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior, and then having the tribute effect of the other Electromagnet Warriors. Now, the only reason I run 2 Gamma is for the fact that it has to special summon from your hand, meaning you have to have search resolved for any of your other Magnet Warriors, or even just opening it up in your hand. I feel that 2 is all you need. There's plenty of other ways to special summon it onto the field, including our newest spell, which is Magnet Induction. So being able to rely on that special summon power, being a Magnet Warrior, just gives us more and more plays to use and summon out. For the last of the effect monsters for the Magnet Warriors, I also run 3 Delta, the Magnet Warrior. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior from your deck to the graveyard. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 3 level 4 lower Magnet Warriors from your graveyard, except Delta, the Magnet Warrior, to special summon one Valkyrion, the Magnet Warrior, from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and you can only use this effect of Delta once per turn. So this kind of gets around having to rely on the original Magnet Warriors. I still like running them in the deck just for the more different plays, and the original summon you can use by searching out Valkyrion, but being able to summon it through these means just gives you an additional play to rely on for consistency for us running 2 different Valkyrion, the Magna Warrior, in our deck to begin with, and then just being a great target for all of our Electromagnet Warriors as well to summon out onto the field. For the last of the Magnet Warriors in the deck, I do run one of each of the original Magnet Warriors, so 1 Alpha, 1 Beta, and 1 Gamma, being able to summon all these cards out with the Electromagnet Warriors, and I'm just a big fan of the original play of Valkyrion, being able to summon out all 3 of these Magnet Warriors with Valkyrion itself, giving you plenty of resources to use with these 3 cards on the field, and then just having more special summon targets for all of your different Magnet Warriors. For some more of the generic rock support in the deck, I also run 2 Doki Doki. You can discard 1 rock-type monster to special summon from your deck 1 rock-type monster that has the same original attribute and level as that monster in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. You can only use this effect of Doki Doki once per turn. So not only can this card set up cards in your graveyard for you to use with Delta, it can also special summon out Delta, and that is another reason why I like running the different Magnet Warriors for the level being the same as Delta, but you can also use it just for the Electromagnet Warriors being level 3 is discarding and summoning out different ones depending on which one you need for that situation. Let's say you have Gamma in your hand. You can discard it and then summon out a Beta, which could be a lot better for the search power, or even using Alpha in turn. But if the reverse is the option, you have a Magnet Warrior in your hand, then summoning out Gamma could be a better choice with your Doki Doki. For other rock support, I also run 1 Sentry Soldier of Stone. If all monsters you control are rock-type monsters, minimum 1, while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Sentry Soldier of Stone once per turn. So with this card, it can go for some pretty good rank 3 plays. I'll go over one of the plays at the end of the video, but you want to make sure you can recycle this card for this special summon, or even just giving you a resource for your different link summonings as an easy special summon to set up in the graveyard with cards like Doki Doki, or even just by Foolish Barreling it to the graveyard, giving you more support to use each and every turn. And then for the hand trap of choice, being a rock type deck, I'm going with Nibiru, the Primal Being. This is just, I would say, the best hand trap to rely on. Not only is it searchable with some of our rock support that we run in the extra deck, but then it can also just take away some of your opponent's plays. It may tribute out your monsters, but not being that big of a problem, being able to set up these monsters in your graveyard for you to summon back for some of your bigger boss monsters. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. Ideally, I do want to run 3 Magnet Induction. I just need 1 more to complete the playset. Locals are starting up again, so I'm definitely excited for that. I'll be trading a lot. So I'll definitely be sure to pick up a 3rd copy of Magnet Induction for this deck I was very excited to build. But this normal spell card, if you control a Magnet Warrior monster whose original level is 4 or lower, special summon 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck with a different name than the cards you control. Also for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, Magnet Warrior and Magnet Warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and you can activate 1 Magnet Induction per turn. So with this, it gives you a special summon for basically any other Magnet Warrior you have in your deck onto the field, whether it be one of the originals, any of the Electromagnet Warriors, or Delta. You can special summon onto the field and then benefit from that card's special summon, as well as giving you a resource on the field and extra protection for all of your different Magna and Magnet Warriors. So whether you have Berserkion or Valkyrion, you have all the protection with just 1 spell card, and then being able to open this card up again and use it the next turn as long as you have the Magnet Warrior on the field just keeps your plays going and going. Once again, I only have the 2 in here. If you wanted to substitute this card for any additional staple, I have Pot of Avarice as my card of choice, since I don't normally use it as much in the deck, since you have plenty of use for all your different monsters in the graveyard. But it can be a card you can use just until you get your full copies of the Magnet Induction in the deck. For the other spell card for the Magnet Warriors, I also run 3 Magnetic Field. If Magnet Induction more focused on special summoning from the deck, you can definitely rely on Magnetic Field. If you control a level 4 lower Earth Rock monster, you can target 1 level 4 lower Magnet Warrior in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use this effect of Magnetic Field once per turn, and once per turn at the end of the damage step, when an Earth Rock monster you control battles an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster is not destroyed, you can return that monster to the hand. So this card is definitely a field spell you always want to have on the field, giving you resources for stopping your opponent's monsters by bouncing them back to the hand, but giving you resources from the graveyard, while Magnet Induction focuses on giving you plays from the deck. You should have plenty of different monsters for resources from the graveyard and the field continuously on the field. For running 3 of this card, I'm also running 1 Terraforming, just so you have the easy search to add this card to your hand, and thinning out the deck a little more. Normally, I don't run 3 copies of a card that doesn't provide additional search in my deck profiles, but with this card being very, very important for special summoning resources, that's why I decided to stick to 3 of this card and the field spell search in the deck. As for some of the other spells in the deck, we're mostly just going for some one-ofs. So 1 Harpy's Feather Duster to clear out some back row if my opponent were to try and stop my big special summons with one of their counter traps. 1 Monster Reborn, just another great way to summon resources back onto the field to use. 1 Reasoning. Now the big thing with this one is we do run a good number of different monsters. So even if we luck out and hit the level 4, there's the chance you can take. But going back and forth with the level 3 and 4 monsters is just the chance you can take to special summon one of these when your opponent would debate hitting one of these cards. They may even call, level 8, and there's the chance they'll hit that, but then there's a better chance that you'll hit one of your other Magnet Warriors and summon it onto the field. I also run 1 Call by the Grave to stop my opponent's hand traps or even just their graveyard plays, and the 1 Foolish Burial. Now, this card especially is meant to set up Sentry Soldier of Stone in the graveyard, but you can even just send any of your other Magnet Warriors you may need to set up some of your other cards on the field for their initial plays. And then for the traps, the only trap I'm running in the deck is Back to the Front. If you have Infinite Impermanence, this could always be a card you substitute in for Back to the Front, but this is just the one of choice to always give you a special summon, especially of your different Electromagnet Warriors onto the field to reuse over and over again, whether it be for special summoning or even just for searching cards to your hand. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. The extra deck is pretty generic, but the one thing I am missing in the extra deck, which you can take out for, is the fusion card between Valkyrion and Berserkion. Now, I didn't have the polymerization in the main deck either, but if you wanted to run polymerization, you can just take out 1 copy of your Berserkion. I know it reduces the number of cards for you to basically search this card out, but you have a searcher for your Magnet Warriors in the deck in the form of Alpha, so that's taken care of there. You really just need the spot for a polymerization to add, and then if you were to take out one of the cards in the extra deck, it could be any of the link monsters we run of choice, whether it be Cross Sheep, Mrs. Radiant, Underclock Taker, also the Earth Charmer, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, Barricade Board Blocker, Nightmare Unicorn, or Borreload Dragon. The ones I would probably take out definitely would either be your Underclock Taker or your Cross Sheep for one of the fusions of the Magna Warriors. Just ones you don't use as often in the deck, being the other ones are pretty staple and ones I definitely do see often when going for some of my Link 2 plays especially. For the Xyz monsters, I run 1 Gallant Granite for the search of your Nibiru or any of your rock monsters in the deck. For a special summon even, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Castel, 1 Daigusto Morel. I like this card for the non-effect monster special summon option. 1 Leviair the Sea Dragon, and 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon. Now this can also potentially be a card to take out for the fusion monster between the Magnet Warriors, but this one is more of just a good option when you have the plays available to you on the field with all your different monsters. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, the biggest one is just setup. You want to be able to set up your Magnet Warrior plays. So summoning out one of the Electromagnet Warriors can start off that play altogether. If you open up beta, it gives you a search for a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior from your deck to your hand. And a lot of times I like to add Delta, because by the time you summon out Delta from your hand, you should already have the tribute power of your other Electromagnet Warrior to summon out another Magnet Warrior on the field. And to continue the plays, it has to be a level 4 Magnet Warrior, so whether you summon out one of the normal monsters or another Delta from your hand, you can then use your Delta to send 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior from your deck to the graveyard, which you can then send another Electromagnet Warrior that you didn't add to your hand, already completing most of the search with this card alone, and then relying on some of your other plays, being whether it be setting up with some of the Doki Doki plays, or even just another summon of a Delta, let's say, that you add to your hand, with your Beta the Magnet Warrior, sending 1 additional one from your deck to the graveyard, giving you the 3 you need to then use for your tribute of your Berserkion onto the field, and setting up the big boss monster that'll destroy your opponent's cards on their field. Now, another one that can definitely be a big help for the play is Doki Doki, just being able to send one of your Magnet Warriors and in turn summon the same one of a different name to the field, giving you the same search we spoke of before, and then the only difference is 1 additional monster on the field for you to either use for one of your extra deck plays or additional Link summon. And if you have have a level 3 monster on your field, and then you go for the summon of your Soldier Sentry of Stone, let's say from the graveyard, for the special summon, if all the monsters you control are rock-type monsters, you can then overlay the 2 of these cards together and summon out your Leviair the Sea Dragon, which a good number of these cards could be banished thanks to the plays of your Berserkion. So 1 detach of your Leviair can summon that card back onto the field. Just remember, if you have Leviair on the field, you won't be able to summon Sentry Soldier Stone back next turn. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. This is definitely one, like I said, that I was excited to build just for the overall new support we received in the form of Magnet Induction. I definitely do hope we get more and more support from the Magnet Warriors later down the road, maybe some new forms of them, or even some different letters from the Greek alphabet. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.